What's going on, football fans? Tape Don't Lie audience. We're back with some more playoffs action. We're going to go over the Buffalo Bills offense going up against the Cincinnati Bengals defense. Cincinnati Bengals defense is coached by Lou Numero, probably one of my favorite defensive coordinators in terms of just all the things that he likes to do. There's a lot of volume in this one. We're just going to get into it. And we'll let you know. We'll show you their coverage packages, we'll show you their blitz packages, what they did to make Josh Allen uncomfortable, and some of the success that the Bills did end up having eventually. All right, so first we're going to go through their coverage package, and they had a lot. And I'm going to call this single high man because they seem to be playing zone on one side and man on the other side. But I want you to watch the top of the screen. I want you to watch this corner with the quick jam. Bam, 29. And you watch him hit Stephon Diggs with that quick jam. Maybe hands to the face, maybe you want to call it that, but hey, refs didn't see it. Throws off the timing of this route and forces Josh Allen to tuck that and run and try to make something happen. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get single high man coverage again. Watch the corner, same corner, bottom of the screen. He goes for that quick jam, misses. Okay, he's in a bad spot. But young DBs, watch this. This is why you never give up on the play. You never know. You might get underthrown. This wide receiver, he might be too cool. He might be just trying to, haul it in without jumping for it. I don't know why this guy tried to play it off so cool here instead of high pointing it. But when you're passive like that and you don't attack the ball in the air, it gives the DB a chance. So great job by this DB to get his head down, close that gap, and not look back. Okay, and just play through the hands. That's how you play. That's the technique that you play with when you get beat off the line. Now let's go over some cover 4 reps here. First things first, we know there's cover 4. Look at this box that we have right here, 4/3. So we know we're playing quarters to the passing strength. And what happens, and oftentimes in cover 4, is the backside is just going to turn into man coverage. And number 20, he kind of bites on this, recovers, however, and is able to, be in a position where the ball has to literally be thrown perfectly, and the wide receiver cannot get his feet in bounds. So that's that's one example of cover 4. Here's another example of cover 4. Again, we have this box right here, 4/3 to the passing strength. We know it's cover 4 because of that, and ideally, what you want to see in cover 4 is you want this, in any zone coverages really, you want the quarterback to throw the shortest, widest throw. So right here, we have the short and wide throw here to the numbers, and we see the curl flat defender come up, rally, okay, and make a tackle, probably for like a loss of 1 yard right there. So really, this is ideally what you want to happen in cover 4. You want them to dink and dunk the entire way down the field. So that's a great job. Now let's get into some cover 5 reps here. Cover 5, usually you're used to these guys playing man coverage and then playing in a trail position, back shoulder, and then the safeties will stay over the top. What the Bengals did instead on the goal line is played a different version of cover 5 called cover 5 slice. And cover 5 slice means these safeties are going to be in a flat foot and they're going to jump that underneath stuff. And the defenders in man coverage are going to stay on the upfield shoulder and play everything deep, give up anything across, give up anything shallow, because they know the safeties are going to break on that. So we see this coverage defender right here in the nickel, number 23, stay on that upfield shoulder of the tight end and just have a fantastic play on the ball. This is a great coverage rep, especially a little guy going up against a big tight end like that. Now, here's another example of cover 5 slice. Again, look at the safeties. Are they gaining depth? No. They are flat-footed and getting ready to jump anything underneath. And now look at all these coverage defenders. They are all on top. They're on the upfield shoulder of the receiver. So, again, that's what cover 5 slice looks like. This is a bananas coverage rep from this corner on the top of the screen, number 20. Okay, watch him run from the opposite side of the field all the way across the field, through the snow, through the ice, like a mailman. Okay, no, he says. Great rep. Now let's get into some cover 2 reps here. these reps oftentimes were paired when they're playing cover two. These reps were oftentimes paired with some kind of simulated pressure. We're going to see the nickel come off the edge here, and so this is technically called a creeper blitz when we have this late addition, and there's still only 4 rushers here. But it is also a simulated pressure because all these guys are on the line. The offensive line thinks, okay, one of these 2 linebackers who's sugared up in these A gaps is going to come, but it ends up being the nickel off the edge. Okay, and he kind of gets a free run at the quarterback, makes that quarterback throw the ball early. And again, we know it's cover 2 because we got these corners out here getting ready to jump the flats. We got the vertical hook players 2 yards outside the hash, and we have a Tampa 2 hole dropper. Okay, running down the middle of the field, getting ready to cut, a deep in, a dig route, something like that. And they played cover 2 very soft, meaning the corners were gaining a lot of ground in this one. So this is kind of like a soft cover 2 with the Tampa 2 hole dropper. And 57 just does a fantastic job of getting his hands in there and affecting the catch point. Bad ball from Josh Allen. It was behind the receiver. Here you go again. Here's another cover 2 rep. This time, no creeper blitz, no simulated pressure. We're just going to play straight cover 2. Okay, and I talk about this all the time. When you're in cover 2, you've got to cushion the corner. Don't worry about this flat right here. At number 29, he's having a great game so far. Watch him. The flat's out here. He's relating. He's as wide as the widest guy, but he knows, okay, if something's coming back under, I got to cushion that, get in front of it, make a game-sealing interception in cover 2. Great job from Taylor Britt right there, Cameron Taylor Britt. He's having a great game. But they also threw some cover 7 reps out there. Here's one such rep in cover 7. This is a coverage called Stubby, and we're going to get man on the on number 1, and then we're going to essentially play almost like cover 2 over the remaining players, and we're just going to cancel out number 1. And so the safety is going to go ahead and read 3-2 vertical. He's going to stay on top of this guy. And we essentially have a double. We essentially have a double now on this slot receiver, Stephon Diggs. I'm sure that when they get into their split field coverage packages, you see them motioning these hand gestures to each other. You see these hand gestures to each other. They're putting their hands on their arm. They're kind of showing each other, hey, this is the coverage we're running. And I'm guessing they're checking into this because Stephon Diggs is in the slot. So when he's in the slot, I'm guessing, hey, they're going to go ahead and check into this coverage Stubby to get a 2-on-1 on Stephon Diggs. All right, now this is a pretty interesting one. Don't see this one every day. We're going to get a 6-man pressure here. Both the strong safety and the nickel are going to blitz off the edge, and it only leaves 5 guys in coverage. Usually a 6-man pressure with only 5 guys in coverage. Usually a team will run coverage 0. In this case, the Bills are running what is called hot coverage. And hot coverage is a 3-over-2 zone blitz. There's only 2 underneath defenders, and they are executing what is called a hot drop. So they're jumping into the now window, the initial window from the nearest receiver inside, and they're just going to try to take that away. It's all spot dropping. No one is matching or anything like that. This is a pure spot drop coverage. But because the 6-man pressure, it puts a lot of stress on the quarterback to get the ball out and get it in the right place. Now we're going to go over some things that the Bills did well against these coverages. This is one example of that single high man coverage. They're playing man across the board this time. And when you have man to man, you got to find the mismatches. In this case, they're going to go after Dawson Knox, who's matched up on Von Bell here at the bottom of the screen. Dawson Knox does a fantastic job closing that gap, leaning on this guy and gaining just a few inches of separation so that the quarterback can fit the ball in there. So that's a really good job from that quarterback to identify the mismatch and to throw his receiver open. So here's an example against cover 6. They're going to play quarters to the back side of this, and they're going to play cover 2 to the top of the screen. Now, this is a blown by Jessie Bates because he starts taking 3 vertical when he really needs to be on 2 vertical, and the backside safety, this quarter safety, is responsible for 3. So we have 2 guys worrying about 3, and no one's worrying about the slot receiver here going to the out, going to that flag route. So that's a blown by Jessie Bates. When you're in cover 2, you got to get on your landmark, which is going to be the numbers. Okay, and whoever's threatening those numbers, this guy is threatening numbers. This guy's threatening the hash. We got a quarter safety going to come over and defend that hash. You got to defend the numbers. So this is a kind of a blown by Jessie Bates. You know, I understand why we're worrying about this guy because that's Stephon Diggs, and that's the quarterback's favorite guy. So got to be disciplined though when throws come into your coverage. Here's another one from Josh Allen. This is just filthy, absolutely filthy hole shot in cover 2. They're running 4 verts, Seattle, if you want to call it that, and there's such a small window of opportunity here for this quarterback to throw this ball in this window. It's incredible. This is a phenomenal throw and catch. I just watched the all 22. If this was considered out or if this was reviewed and was out, let me know. And here's another example against what I believe is cover 4 to the bottom of the screen, and it looks like they're playing man, like cover 5 trail to the top of the screen with a back shoulder. So I'm not sure when you're playing a coverage, when you got zone on one side and you have man on the other side, you have to have a rule for who's going to take the guy across the field. Because the defenders on that side of the field are all playing man. No one's going to pick this guy up. There has to be a rule in there. And I don't know if it's the late release from the back that gets this linebacker thinking, okay, let me come up instead of going back to carry that guy across the field. But that's a blow on the defense. They messed up there. Got to have a rule for carrying the vertical across the field. And this is an example of Josh Allen just being Josh Allen. We saw a sick throw earlier, a couple sick throws, and this time he's just going to beat the cover 0 blitz with his legs, you could say. I mean, this is really a situation where they want the ball to be out now. If the ball's not out now, 9 times out of 10, that is a positive play for the defense. Josh Allen makes a guy miss, steps up, throws a strike against cover 0, which is that's a really good looking play, especially down there in the red area to give your team another set of downs. And this time the Bengals come out. They're in cover 3. This is straight up cover 3. And it gets a little tricky here, and I think that the late motion kind of messes them up. So they start off in a 3-by-1, and if they're going to play cover 3 against a 3-by-1, they'll have certain rules for how they handle the backside. But then when 11 motions across, now all of a sudden there's 1, 2, 3. This becomes the passing strength. You got to have a rule. Who's going to carry 2 vertical? You have to have a seam alert. In this case, no one carried. Look, everyone's out there on the flat. They're all jumping out there. No one's carrying the number 2 vertical right here. Got to have a seam alert in cover 3 on the backside when you get that tight end. So ultimately, it wasn't enough, but it wasn't necessarily because of what the coverage that the Bengals were running. It came down to their pass rush. And their pass rush really just dogged Josh Allen the entire game. They got him extremely uncomfortable. Here's an example, just a lot of quick wins. Number 76 just gets beat off the line. I don't know if he's trying to throw the game, but the effort that he had in this game was really bad. Let's go get another one here. 76 misses that stunt. Okay, gets this guy in the this quarterback is about to get his quarterback's about to get hit. 92 does a fantastic job reading through his pass rush, not getting his head down and trying to, instead of putting his head down and just trying to bull and taking his eyes off the passer, he gets vision on the quarterback, elevates, slaps that ball out of the air. That's a great play. Here's another example. Josh Allen, that pocket is collapsing. and he goes to escape the pocket. And when you escape the pocket, now all these guys who are to the left, they have no chance. And Josh Allen, you'd have to think, if he's not under duress, this is a ball that he makes. This is a pass that he will make more often than not. In this case, the pressure just proved to be too much. This example right here is a strange one because it looks like the defense was supposed to be in a blitz and then they check out of it, but number 56 keeps on doing it. So there's no contained rusher here. And so that's a mistake from the defense. But you see, this is a clean pocket. And Josh Allen just immediately bails out of this pocket. Why? Because he's been getting harassed all game. He's not trusting his protection. So even in the case where the protection is holding up, Josh Allen is still feeling the pressure, and it's causing him to make bad decisions. This is an example of a creeper blitz. 96, the defensive end, he's going to drop into coverage. And Von Bell, the strong safety to the backside of this formation, he's going to go ahead and blitz. And so there's only 4 men. There's only a 4-man pressure. I want you to count the blockers over here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blockers for 2 guys. And then over here on the backside, we got 1 blocker for 2 guys. This is beautiful. This is exactly what you want it to look like. When you're drawing this kind of stuff up as a defensive coordinator, they are slanting the protection because they've been sneaking the nickel in as a blitzer from the passing strength. They're sliding the protection to the passing strength. They're putting the back over here to help protect. No one is defending the backside, ends up in a blitz. This is a beautifully timed call from the defensive coordinator. This is an example where they're showing blitz and they are blitzing. This is an all-out cover 0 blitz. It's not the coverage that wins this one. It's the pass rush. And you see here, 57, Jermaine Pratt get the hand up on that, knock that one away during his blitz. Now, here's another one that's pretty interesting. This is the one that I showed you where Josh Allen went up against that hot coverage 3-over-2, and it was a 6-man pressure. We got the nickel, we got the strong safety blitzing off the edge here. 79 makes a crucial error here because you always have to block the inside most guy. You got to come down and block that guy because 96 can hurt your quarterback a lot more, and he's a lot more used to tackling quarterbacks than number 21. You have to expect Josh Allen, hey, number 21, he might have a chance against number 21, but number 96, no, he's going to get body slammed by 96, right? So that offensive tackle, he needs to go ahead and shade inside and protect inside first, and allow this quarterback to make a play against number 21. Instead, he's forced to make a play against 96, and it flushes him out of the pocket. So this time, 79 doesn't even block any of them, and he gets his quarterback killed. They have the protection this time because they're slanting over here. The guard picks up 96. Now 79 can get out there, but he's a little too late, and quarterback gets walloped. And really, when I watched this on the broadcast, I was shocked to see this. This corner starts from so far out here, this nickel. And I think that because he's just so far out there, they're really late. The offensive line is really late seeing him add on as a rusher. And so because of the depth that he's blitzing from, it kind of kills the protection. So that's really it. It was about, and it came down to rushing the passer more so than necessarily like what they did in coverage. Lou Numero, he's going to throw a lot of stuff at the quarterbacks. He's going to throw a lot of stuff at Patrick Mahomes this weekend. But the biggest thing is going to come down to how you get that pressure on the quarterback. It's going to that matters more than what your coverage package is. And I saw a few instances where maybe the Bengals were struggling to be super disciplined, and maybe there were some blown coverages. There was a lot of weather, so that might have been part of the factor. You'd have to think they need to be a little bit more disciplined going up against Patrick Mahomes, because Patrick Mahomes is not going to be running around. He's going to be from the pocket, and he's going to be playing from the pocket this entire weekend. That being said, the pass rush is pretty good. They have a lot of things, and when their pass rush isn't getting home, they're going to blitz like crazy. So watch out for that. But really, this Bengals defense, the way they won this weekend was pass rush more so than anything they did in coverage. That's it for me, Raider Nation. Make sure you subscribe to Tape Don't Lie. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, tell your friends about Tape Don't Lie. That's it. I'll let you.